everyone, and welcome to Dice Roll, the Queerest Pathfinder Podcast on the planet. We answer hard questions like, what are some alternate words for Game Master?
Oh.
Let me give some context here, right?
Okay.
Whenever you see a D20 game, you're usually going to call the person who runs the game, such as myself, the Game Master or the Dungeon Master, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's 2024. Everyone's gone woke. We can't use those words anymore because political correctness has gone mad.
Yeah.
What are some new terms we can use instead of Game Master or Dungeon Master?
Do they have to stick to the GM/DM thing?
No, they can be anything. I mean, like, another victim of wokeness, we can't use this either, is like keeper, right? But like I said, political correctness gone mad. We can't use that either.
I was kind of hoping you'd say that because I was gonna go all out on like Dookie Meister.
I mean, you can do that, but I want to hear why you think Dookie Meister is an appropriate term.
Well, I think it fits you perfectly.
Oof.
You got your ass!
Fucking got him.
I just completely set myself up for that.
Yeah, you ran into that one.
I walked directly up to you, handed you a knife and said, just go ahead. Just go ahead. I turned my back to you and said, there's a weak point right there. Yeah.
Caesar, your days are numbered. You're asking us a question which actively allows us to insult you.
I was hoping you guys would be like, cool guy.
You think Ritz is gonna call you cool guy?
I'm not gonna pass up the opportunity
any of
to
us?
use like playground insults on you.
I don't know what I was thinking. All right, well, I'm putting myself on the cross. Bam, that's a nail through the wrist. Bam, that's a nail through the wrist. I am on the cross. Someone put the crown of thorns on me and take your best shots. What are some alternate terms for Game Master in a world of political correctness gone mad?
There was nothing politically correct right there.
Oh fuck, I can't think of anything cool.
You've already peaked. You did it.
Oh yeah, I'll sit up for the rest of it. What about you two?
I don't know, man. You kind of got his ass so hard, I don't have any other jokes.
Do we just end the episode right here?
I think Dookie Meister may be the only answer, right?
Dookie.
I guess. We have to stop the podcast. We gotta cancel the show. We can't move on past this point.
Got Derry so hard, everything died in the end.
Wouldn't it be really funny if for the rest of the fucking campaign I continued using Dookie Meister to refer myself anytime I would use Game Master?
It would. Let's do that.
Okay, so...
Well, now this is going to be a running joke.
Well,
Right,
we'll
Dookie
have to go
Meister.
with it because, like I said, political correctness has gone mad. We're staying with
Jesus
Dookie
Christ.
Meister. Sorry.
Political
Start the fucking
correctness.
episode.
We never explained how it was politically incorrect.
It just is.
It just is. The woke mind virus has affected Galarian. Anyway, would we like to play some Pathfinder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take us there.
Please.
Take us below.
Okay. When we last left our adventurers in the Abomination vaults, the Fogfen Few found themselves face to face with a fiend, a soldier from hell, a devil, a prison guard to a prison that has long since been abandoned. Rather than fight with you, he offered you information. Should you find his contract, he will give you secrets of the past, as someone who has directly interacted with Belcora himself. You continue deeper into the dungeon and uncover the footsteps of Otari, leading you directly into the nest of the ghouls themselves. You followed, struck them down, and came face to face with the leader of the cult of the Canker. She told you her plan: to give the soul of Belcora a new body to inhabit in a giant, fleshy monstrosity. In a single spell, she took Fiore down, But the rest of you, with some excellent teamwork, were able to lay her to waste, letting her and her creation burn. And so the heroes made their way back to Otari to rest and recover. And that is where our tale begins today.
So, are we all ready to hop into character, guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yarp.
Okay. Yarp. Fogfen Few. It's the evening. You've all gone home. And as night falls, Fiora, you spend it with your parents, who treat your wounds and check out the new scar that has already begun forming over your heart. As a patch of darkened flesh where the chilling darkness struck you down. Ulrich, you make your way back home to your family, and you rest and relax with your hood down among them, able to take some time to yourself. And Silk, when you go home and you rest for the night, polishing off Borbo and getting ready, I'm going to need your ass to make me a will save.
I don't like this. I don't feel safe in my own home.
You know what's coming, and it's going to happen every night, buddy.
I fucking know, man.
That ain't gonna do it. Silk, whatever is happening is not good, but you have another one of those dreams. You don't wake up with meat already in your hand, though. What you do wake up with is void damage.
Oh.
So, let's see, how much void damage is that? You are on stage 2 now. That's fun.
I hate you.
Let's see. Oh, this is fun. Silk, will you roll me 2d6?
No.
Okay, I'll roll it for
Okay,
you.
fine. No, I'll roll it.
No, it's too
No,
late.
you don't get to roll it.
It's too
I do.
late.
No, bitch, it's my dice. I take 4.
I also rolled 4, so that's really funny. Silk, you take 4 void damage. Void energy is anti-life. It is dark energy. It is nothingness. And you take that, and you wake up, I think, in the middle of the night with a craving so strong, and you immediately know what the craving is for. It is raw meat. You need to eat raw meat. You have to. Even though it makes you sick to even imagine it, it is overwhelming you. And until you eat raw meat, Silk, you are going to be sickened 1.
Okay. Cool. No, that's great.
Sickened will give you a -1 on all your saves, and you can't willingly ingest anything, including elixirs and potions, unless you take a long time doing so.
Okay. No.
You're racked by hunger, but you don't want to eat anything except raw meat. Now, to be clear, it doesn't have to be human meat. It can be steak. It can be chicken. It can be fish. But you are very much so under this all-consuming need to eat raw flesh.
Okay. Fuck.
How is Silk doing?
This might shock you. Not great. I think that neat freak germaphobe Silk Witch Helm is not exactly the most excited about the idea of eating uncooked meat of any kind. Obviously he's fucking starving for it. I don't know about starving, but he's hungry for it, and he wants it somewhere. Something inside of him wants it. But he doesn't. He doesn't fucking want that. And so it's... I like to think that he's actively considering it. He's like standing in his kitchen, pacing back and forth with like some like cube of meat he's cut off of like maybe like, I don't know, like a pork loin or something. Just like
It jiggles wetly in your hand.
Oh, no. It's not in his hand. It's
Gross.
on the counter, bitch.
It jiggles wetly from the footsteps.
If this was like a movie, he'd be like, there's like shots of him like standing, looking at it, and another shot of him pacing back and forth in front of it. One where he's like leaning over it, both hands on the counter. He spends like at least a good hour in the fucking kitchen, just suffering over this. He does not want to fucking eat that. I think he genuinely considers making like an emergency visit.
To whom?
Well, Fiore said something about being able to research ghouls a little bit better at the temple.
You did also pick up, if you're looking to research ghouls, a book on their history.
I did take that. But before he does consider that a little more harshly, I think he does kind of scour over that book.
So this is less about what ghouls can do, right? This isn't that's not really the point here. Rather, it's a short treatise on how ghoul culture works, because ghouls are one of the only type of undead that can have a culture, right?
Yeah.
Most other undead are mindless, hungry things that like will act completely on instinct, but that is not the case for ghouls. And it tells you about their culture. They live in basically villages and towns, usually deep underground, but sometimes above ground too. Obviously, Geb, the nation of Geb, is a hotspot for them. But I think what you find most interesting as you're browsing through this and reading about like civilized ghouls who act not like wild creatures of undead, but rather suit-wearing men who will trade coin for flesh. No, it's their religion that catches you by surprise. Ghoul mythology is tied to their fiendish patron, the demon lord Kabiri, who you may know from actual Chthonic. He's a Chthonic deity in
gay.
real life. Close. In real life, Kabiri was a mystery cult deity closely associated with Hephaestus. Just a bit of fun trivia. But in Golarion, Kabiri was the first ghoul, but he was not always a ghoul. Once, he was an elf.
Wait, what?
An elf who, in a fit of desperation, ate his own brother's flesh. He died soon after, regardless, but he was reborn deep in the Outer Rifts as the first ghoul. Some claim that this link to elvenhood is why ghouls have long, slender frames, pointed ears. There's a lot of things similar between them, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't. But elves and ghouls have a very, very difficult relationship. What caused Kabiri to eat the flesh of another is not recorded, but as a result, Kabiri was the first person struck with the curse that creates a ghoul. His stomach was racked with pain and intense hunger, and after days of suffering, he succumbed and died. Almost all ghouls believe this myth and therefore worship Kabiri as their progenitor. Many ghouls will specifically seek out elves in an attempt to corrupt them. And maybe that's why you were so sought after by them. Some perversion of an ancient story of desperation and cannibalism. That's all you've got, though. You have nothing on actually what ghouls do and how to potentially stop it. So...
Oh my god.
That's what you've got.
Yeah. No, okay, yeah,
Although
sure.
you could spend hours reading about the ghoul cities in Golarion, You maybe want to read about Nemret Noctoria. Will that be something you're interested in?
No, he fucking throws the book away.
Okay. What do you do instead?
He looks at that piece of meat.
It jiggles wetly under your gaze.
Stop fucking saying that. You're gonna make me go fucking sickened one for the whole session. I swear to God. He cuts off an even smaller piece of it, I think. And really hesitantly eats it.
And that's all it takes. See, it's not that bad. You are no longer sickened, and you feel fine. Although you did take that 4 void damage.
Yeah, that hurts.
What do you do now?
It's like the middle of the night, isn't it?
Yeah.
I still think he really wants to make kind of a emergency run to the Dawn Temple, but he might just wait till a more reasonable time than like 1 a.m.
That's fair. Do you want to wait till morning?
Yeah.
Okay. You wake up, and it's like you're not even feeling at all any different. Everything's fine. It's really at night when it gets bad.
Yeah.
As the morning sun shines down and Borbo is cleaning your shoes, do you want to pop down to the Dawnflower Temple?
Yeah. Very much.
Whoop.
Desperately
Zip
even.
across. And you make your way past all the clerics. I think Rumina catches you and calls you a handsome young man, despite her only being 10 years older than you. Actually, I think she might be older. Dwarves live for a long time. She's definitely way older than you.
Yeah.
But regardless, you do make your way inside. Fiore, good morning.
Well, he's feeling... I think he's feeling better.
You're definitely doing... Like, I will say, you've definitely healed by now most of the lasting effects from everything that happened.
Yeah, I think he's feeling better. I think he's annoyed that there's a scar and he's trying not to look at it, but physically he's fine.
How
He's
was
chill.
last night for you?
It wasn't the best night that he's ever had, but it's definitely not the worst.
Mm-hmm. And how do you take it when you see Silk skittering up to you first light of the morning? You haven't even done like your morning prayer yet.
I think he's rubbing his eyes and he's like, "Oh, good morning, Sil."
Fiore, good morning. How are you doing?
Sleepy. I just woke up. How are you? Are you okay?
Yes. Do you mind actually if you and I talk?
And he like kind of pokes his shoulder.
Like privately?
Preferably.
Yeah, I can. I got my room.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
All right. He smiles. And he shows Silk to his room. It's kind of, his room isn't like he's lived here for a very long time, so it's like even though it is like, you know, a room in the temple, it's not like uncustomized or anything. He's got little plushies and things that he's had for a long time. And they're like little mole plushies. He has a small personal shrine to Sarenrae, in his bed. And I think he's got like a little table and stuff to sit at.
Cute.
It's very him.
I think Silk walks in, and he kind of walks through and he kind of drags one finger probably across Fiore's desk. I think he sits at the desk chair, actually. And kind of like gently kicks it so he's facing wherever Fiore is.
Fiore, you said the temple and your mothers have information about ghouls, yes?
Yeah? Did you want to know about that? I mean, we just dealt with them. I don't know if they're gonna bother us that much again, but we do. Did you have questions?
It's imperative that I, know more about ghouls.
Okay. Well, they're undead, but they're not quite like a zombie or a ghost. Zombies are kind of like husks, and ghosts are incorporeal being that just has something they want, and then you can help them move on. I guess they're a little similar to like a vampire. They're sapient. They are people. They're just undead, and they eat people, and they try to curse you into being like them.
About that part? How similar to the vampire are they? Like if you...
Well,
I don't know, were infected by one?
well, they don't infect. A vampire will bite and infect that way. A ghoul, they curse you with whispers.
So you recall what they did to you. They held you down and they whispered awful things in your ears.
Sure fucking did.
Are you okay, Silk?
I need you to promise you won't tell Ulrich.
I won't tell Ulrich. Did they?
And you can't tell anyone else either.
I'm not gonna tell anybody.
I think I'm cursed.
Oh. Have you
Actually,
been...
I think I know that I'm cursed.
Okay. So, okay. Have you been hearing things?
Let's just keep it simple and say that I'm experiencing side effects very unbecoming of a gentleman such as myself. I would like to know how I could get rid of that.
I think we'd have to talk to my parents or the other clerics. I know things, but they're better with the getting rid of curses than I am. They won't judge
Silk
or anything.
looks nervous.
Neither of my moms would think that you're evil or anything. They wouldn't judge you, I promise. They would just want to help. And if we don't handle it, then you'd have to deal with it more, and I don't think that you want that.
No, I don't. If they can help me, then I can't deny that. They won't tell anyone, will they?
No, they wouldn't just do something like that.
Right. Then I don't think I'm too averse to asking them for help as well.
It's the morning, so they haven't really done that much yet. If you want to come talk to them with me, I will be here the whole time.
He nods.
I trust them more than I trust anybody else, okay? It'll be okay.
Anyone you trust is someone I trust, then. Thank you, Fiore.
It's not a problem. And Fiore takes Silk to go find his parents.
Okay. Which parent do you go to?
I think he's gonna go to Vandy.
Okay. You go to Vandy. The halfling woman is leading prayer in the sunlight. It's very similar to calisthenics, Silk. You see a load of priests all lined up on the beach, looking towards the morning sun, and doing their morning prayer, where they raise their hands up to the air, allow the sun to hit their skin, and then lower their arms, and give thanks to the goddess of the sun. Vandy sees you, and she turns and says, "Oh, morning sunlight, and good morning, Mr. Silk. Is everything going all right?"
Hi, Mama. Is it okay if we talk to you privately?
Yes, of course. She follows you, and I assume you fill her in.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
She listens carefully, and her face becomes slightly more concerned as you talk, before it gets to the end, and she nods slowly. And she kind of bites her lip a little bit and says, "Right.
What can we do?
Please tell me there's something.
Well, yes, there is, and I don't want you to worry. There is something we can do.
Okay.
But I can't."
Who can?
What you need right now is a casting of Cleanse Affliction. And she kind of gets up and wanders around the room a little bit. You're probably in the medicine ward of the temple. Serenray is also a goddess of medicine, so she would be usually quite skilled at healing. So her being like, "I can't do it," is obviously not ideal.
Yeah.
I can help reduce the power of the curse, but I can't remove it completely. If you want someone to come and heal you completely, totally get rid of it, you would need to hire someone from Absalom to come take care of you. They would be done in a single night, but it is not a cheap process. You would require 40 gold for the individual casting, and then to pay to travel from here to Absalom. Absalom's 60 miles away, so a round trip would be 120 miles. That would cost you about 50 gold.
Fuck.
I can cast this for you for free, but it won't completely end the affliction. In fact, it would essentially hold it at a back and forth between me and you until eventually you recover on your own. If you want someone to come down and get it rid of it completely and utterly, we can do that. But in the meantime, I can only help push it down. So in mechanical terms, Silk, Cleanse Affliction at level 2 will help reduce the stage of a curse by 1. However, if you want to completely counteract it, you would need to get someone who can cast at least 4th level spells, which she can't. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
In short, she can basically give you a second check to avoid your affliction every day. And hey, maybe one day you'll both succeed and it'll be pushed down to 0. But maybe one day you'll both fail and it'll rise.
Oh, God. Okay. Funny thing about that, he has to gamble. Silk cannot chance someone from Absalom coming down to heal him.
Interesting.
He has no choice. I think after she explains both of the options, Silk kind of shakes his head. And he looks troubled for a second before he kind of pushes that down. And maybe not puts on a brave face, but puts on a kind of fake optimism.
Mm.
He kind of weakly smiles down at her and says,
I guess it'll have to be between you and me then.
What do you mean? If money is a problem, we can
No,
hold some charity sale.
I really would prefer we keep it down here in Otari.
Okay.
You don't want Absalom involved?
No. I don't. Not really.
Vandy sends Fiore a look, which Fiore, is code for find out what the fuck is going on later.
It's like Fiore's keeping a very neutral look, like he's definitely not like, yes, mom.
But she looks back to you, Silk, and says, okay, and I can cast this once per day. I am the highest level cleric in the Dawnflower Temple. I think I'm probably the only one who can cast a second rank spell in the first place. I'll give it a shot, shall I?
Do your best.
Fiore gives them both a thumbs up. It's like, I believe in you guys.
So she has to make a secret religion check.
Fiore, whenever he doesn't know how to do something specifically, is like, I know who'll know how to do it. And the answer is his mom every time.
Mom!
My mom.
It's like, my mom would know how to do that.
Silk,
yes.
as she puts restorative hands on you and prays to the sun, you feel slightly better.
Okay.
Maybe it's helping, maybe it's not, you don't know. But it's something. And she can keep doing this for a while. But hopefully you guys will find a way to undo what is happening here. And she looks up at you and says, that's all I've got. How do you feel?
A little better, but I fear you'll still be seeing me every morning.
Until the whispers stop and the curse ends. The curse you have is forbidden cravings. I urge you to remember that it can be overcome.
I thank you for helping me. Both of you, of course.
That's the least I could do.
Of course I would help. You're my friend.
And I think she lets you guys go. Do you say anything to each other before you go around about your day?
Well, first Fiore says, thanks, Mama. And
He says, you're welcome.
and then he's like, and then he looks at Silk and he's like, are you okay? I still need to do my morning prayers, but afterwards, if you want, we could, do something.
If you wouldn't mind having a shadow for today.
I really don't mind that.
Maybe after prayer you could show me around your temple.
I would love to. Fiore looks incredibly excited about the idea of doing that, and he's pretending to be normal and well-adjusted about it.
Silk interested in the building.
I mean, there's a lot of books in here. It's a fucking, it is got a library section. Most about the gods, but still.
Amen.
And I think that's a good place to end that scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Ulrich, may I suggest today you head to a shop which you probably have visited a couple of times. Would you like to head your way down to Crow's Gimmicks today?
Sure.
So, that is on the south side of Otari, not too far from the Dawnflower Temple. It's on the same, it's near the beach on Sandy Street. But a sign over the door to this 2-story stone building depicts a crow dropping a rock into an alchemical vial. Crow's Gimmicks is Otari's only alchemy workshop. Hikori is the proprietor of the place, and he is a Tengu plague doctor who is quite a strange man. Hikori is always on the lookout for pestilence and will claim any small symptom is a symptom of it. Despite this, he's an exceptionally skilled doctor, an amazing chemist, and a really good herbalist. So, I think maybe you're doing a delivery, or maybe you're going shopping. What do you think? What is Ulrich's agenda today?
Shopping, I think. They need arrows desperately, and yeah, I think they also need ingredients for their formulas and stuff.
Okay. Well, you make your way into this strange shop, and there indeed is Hikori. And he sees you enter, and he looks up, and he goes, "Ah! Master Reveler, you have come back to me!"
Hello. Hi.
I have heard of your exploits in the dungeon. Something about a lot of treasure in the dungeon.
Yes, I've gotten some things.
Most extraordinary to hear. But I must ask, boy. And he leans in. How are you feeling? He stares at you behind his weird goggles. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling perfectly okay.
Are you sure?
Yes. Absolutely. I haven't felt a cough or anything like that.
Most troubling, Mr. Ulrich.
What do you mean?
Well, don't you know that the first symptom of the pestilence is no symptoms whatsoever? You're in the eye of the storm, boy! You must come to me for the vaccines! And he pulls out these strange fucking objects you've never seen before. They're little vials with little needles, and he says, "They are imported! Most unique, don't you say? Come here, boy, I will vaccinate you." That's the new word for it. It means giving you a little bit of the pestilence to make sure you no longer have the pestilence. Your body will eat the pestilence inside of you, and it will make you strong, so it will continue eating the pestilence. Like giving a crocodile a taste of human flesh.
When you word it like that...
Ulrich, do you want to make me a nature check?
I would love to make you a nature check. Ulrich is so good at these.
Because this is going to make a huge impact on Ulrich's future. Let's see this
He's
nature
gonna
check.
catch the pestilence.
Oh, shit.
Ulrich, this sounds a little bit like hooey. You don't think that's how diseases work. You don't think that your body will eat the disease if you give it a little nibble of it. But you don't want to be called against vaccines for some reason. I think this is it's strange to you, and you don't know much about it. But at the same time, you're interested by the implications that you could treat diseases in advance. You know, to you that sounds amazing. But also, this Hikori guy is kind of a character, so is that really true? You know, that's what's going on in your mind right now.
Okay. Ulrich just smiles and says, "Interesting. Where did you learn about this?"
Vaccines Pathfinder 2E. There's a canon answer. Well, I am glad you asked. It is from the research of Cassie Aziriel from Rahadum. Do you know of Rahadum, boy?
Would Ulrich know anything?
You know of it. It's a country that has outlawed all religion And if you are caught worshipping a god, you are killed. Well, not killed, but you're certainly like... It's illegal to worship the gods there because the gods are considered vile overlords. But because they don't have magic healing, they had to come up with their own version of healing, which involves a lot of herbalism. So, you gotta give them that.
Okay.
This vaccine, he does air quotes, teaches us how to keep us safe from the pestilence in advance. It's like the anti-plagues we have.
Yes. Okay.
It's like an anti-plague, but far stronger and more focused.
I see.
Imagine an anti-plague for one specific disease.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
The way that you said that it reminded me of... You can't handle my vaccines. I'm too strong.
Would you like to try? And he pulls out a fucking weird stabby knife thing with the juice in it.
Ulrich, I think, jumps and goes,
I don't know what this particular one's a vaccine against, but it seems quite potent.
Sure,
Sure!
God. Oh my god!
Roll up
not
your sleeve,
sure
boy.
Okay, hang on. Give me like 2 seconds to explain myself. Okay, you don't know what this is specifically for.
No, but...
Might I have a look to see if I could suss it out?
And how do you propose to do that, boy?
I don't know, do you have a microscope or something?
Now, I have never heard tell of this advanced, mysterious...
Do you have a set for me that I could probably test the properties?
Oh, you mean an alchemist investigation kit? Yes, I do. Here you go,
Please.
Candy microscope. Okay.
I love this game.
Microscope invented when?
Invented when?
1590. They had microscopes.
Yeah.
Ulrich runs his hands down his face.
Okay, I will let you make a nature check. I think it actually might have to be... I think it might have to be a medicine check.
Okay.
I know you're better at nature, but I think in this particular context, it's got to be medicine
It's gotta
itself,
be
right?
medicine. That's fine. It's only a +9.
Yeah. Give it a shot. It's gonna be a high DC.
But if you get it, it'll be really fucking funny.
It would be really funny.
Okay, I think it's when you look really close at the stuff, you see germs and no, not germs, my mistake. You see magical particles.
Mm-hmm.
The little animals that live inside of diseases. Google, when was germ theory invented?
Good God.
Germ theory discovered. 1860s,
Dude,
it's plausible. It's
The
plausible.
miasma!
It's plausible. You find the miasma inside, and it seems to be, you've seen, I think, maybe once or twice in books that were, brought here from Absalom. This does look like, basically, the pictures and illustrations you saw of, the miasma in tetanus.
He's getting vaccinated for tetanus!
Oh my fucking god.
Huh.
This is the best day of my life.
Oh.
Tetanus, I suppose. Okay.
Now, that's complete guesswork. You might be wrong.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Tetanus? That's one of the symptoms of the plague, I'll have you know.
Okay, well.
Plague.
Listen, I could be wrong. This is not natural medicine, so this is slightly above me.
Well, I'm asking, do you want it or not, boy?
Take my needles,
Do you
boy.
know if this is going to put me completely out of commission tomorrow?
Well, these vaccines are magical and not very good, so they only last for 1 hour. Sorry, 1 day.
It's not a vaccine.
It's a magic vaccine, the mysterious voice.
I'm not here.
This is the best day of. This is the best day of my life.
So, Ulrich, the way this works is that a vaccine will grant a creature immunity to a specific strain of disease of a level equal to or less than the vaccine's level, and a +2 on all saves against this disease. So, for example, if you took this today, this moderate vaccine, for 1 week, you will be totally immune to tetanus. And in the future, you will have a +2 to all vaccines, to all checks against tetanus ever.
Okay.
He's giving you this one for free. In future, you would have to pay 50 gold for a vaccination, and you don't know which diseases he'll be fucking vaccinating you against.
Good God. Okay.
The funniest thing to ever happen on Earth.
I think Ulrich sighs and says, okay, in future, do you suppose it would be a good idea to try to figure out what these vaccinations are for?
Perhaps, yes, of course, yes. Take as many as you can, because the more diseases you are immune to, the more symptoms of the pestilence you shall overcome.
Maybe just the one for today.
If you say so. Roll up your sleeve, boy. Let me stab you with this.
Okay, now don't phrase it like that.
I will give you a free vaccination just this once.
Okay.
Do you let him fucking vaccinate you?
Yes.
Ulrich, he stabs you with this needle, and it hurts. And he goes, oh! And your assumption is that this will give you a +2 on saves against tetanus in the future, and also this will give you immunity within the next week. Now, in future, maybe you could get him to vaccinate against specific things, which would be obviously fantastic. But these things aren't cheap either, you know?
Yeah.
He does encourage you to collect them all, though. Collect as many vaccines as possible.
It's like Pokemon.
Yeah, you gotta catch them all.
God.
I think that the point is that you don't catch it, actually.
That is the point.
Afterwards, he's very delighted about this, obviously. He does offer you, as a thank you, a 10% discount on all his wares today. So if there's anything you want to buy, you can buy.
Okay. I think he's looking through all of the elixirs, and then his eyes wander to the arrows, does a double take and go, wait. Is there a reason why you have arrows here too?
It's because of my brother.
Your brother?
Yes, he comes shopping here quite often, and he uses arrows, so he asked if I would start stocking them. And of course, being the good brother I am, I made sure to say, yes, of course. I would never say no to you, my dear sweet brother.
Wait, brother. I haven't seen a brother. Who is your brother?
Ah, well, it's my charity working brother, Suko. He works with those less fortunate than you or I. Suko, the magpie they call him, for his wonderful pies. No, fuck. Suko the kind and generous they call him. No.
Kind
Suko
and...
the sweet.
I think Ulrich tries to suppress a laugh for that one.
You seem to know him.
Oh, I've seen him around. Can't wait to use that next time I see him.
If you'd like them, I have these arrows for you at discount prices.
I will take that, actually.
How many arrows would you like from my boy? It's 1 silver for every 10 arrows.
I think Ulrich's gonna take 14. So I use 20 arrows.
Okay, cool. There you go. It is done! Thank you for your purchase, young man. And please, if you start feeling any symptoms of the pestilence after your vaccine, come back to me at once.
Yes, sir.
And he smiles and waves, and Ulrich, you feel so sick for the rest of the day. How is Ulrich after this Visiting Hikori is always kind of a strange encounter. How is Ulrich doing after this?
I think Ulrich probably thinks about going to the library at some point to research these things if he can. By himself, without Hikori wanting to prod him.
I think you can... Do you want to make me a quick... we'll say another medicine check to see what you can dig up about vaccines. Period.
Okay.
Okay. So, Ulrich, you spend the rest of the day groggily researching. So, essentially, modern medicine was basically invented by a woman from a Hadum, an alchemist, named Cassie Aziril, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was in a nation that had outlawed divine magic, so she needed some way to save lives without it, and she turned to alchemy. She discovered a deep-sea algae called Kendallray, which has astounding medicinal properties, and it led to breakthroughs and studies with other medical practitioners, where she started cultivating this algae and using it for incredible medicine. In 4708, so about 15 years ago or so by now, scholars in Taldor and Quadria both plagiarized her work in the battlefield within 1 month of each other, each to great acclaim. And the Radum government stepped forward to protect her authorship over this, and realized, oh shit, this is really important stuff. And so she started getting government funding, and now people from around the Inner Sea are coming to her looking for stuff on vaccines. On top of that, she has even invented addiction suppressant to help people who are struggling with addiction kind of overcome that, right?
Okay.
How's Ulrich doing after his long day of being vaccinated?
Well, I think he feels sore where the vaccination took place, so he's stretching out his arm. Right now, he is fine, but man... He's got some weird friends.
Yeah. Well, Ulrich, you get a good night's sleep. And so too does everyone except Silk. Make me a will save.
Oh,
What the fuck, man?
Every
You know
night.
what? I know. Here you go.
You know, if you had succeeded on this, you'd have been freed from the curse.
Oh, but it can never be that easy, can it?
But...
I'll let you know for free. That's a 16. Roll me 2d6.
Okay.
Oh! That's 12 damage, Silk. Fuck. You wake up feeling really bad off the bat. And on top of that, you are sickened. Unless you would like to eat some raw meat.
You know what? Silk goes into his kitchen, and he has some fucking salmon. All right, I think Silk is at the point where he's like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna have some fucking fun with it at least. He takes a slice of salmon and some yolk and I don't know, eats that.
How much of it?
Enough for I don't know, breakfast, a slice of it, the size of your finger maybe.
That don't do it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You finish your meal, and you're still hungry.
Okay. He cuts off a slice of steak or something, and he eats that too.
That'll do.
Same.
You're no longer sickened.
Okay. Great. Fantastic.
I will say, there is no revulsion when you do so. It's as soon as you start eating, it's a feeding fest, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. You're not having a great time. But by the end of it, you feel fine. So hey, maybe you just need one day where both you and Vandy succeed at the same time. That's all you need.
That's all I need.
It can't be that bad.
Dice Will Roll will return after these messages. We now return to Dice Will Roll.
Ulrich, Fiore, and Silk. The three of you make your way through the swamp. Ulrich, you are feeling a little groggy after your tetanus shot, but the worst of it seems to have been yesterday. You may not even notice Silk and Fiore's occasional shared worried looks to each other. How are you guys all doing? Because today you may even collect a couple of successful quests.
That is exciting.
That's exciting. Soul probably doesn't look the best. But, you know, they've got shit to do, right? What can be done?
You're always cheerful.
Ulrich doesn't feel amazing, but he's fine, at least.
Borbo on your head looks around and says,
Oh, the Fogfen Few are not at their best today, no? You all the sickly looking.
Oh, we're fine, Borbo. Why would you say that?
Probably because you ate wildest breakfast this morning.
Silk grabs Borbo by the head.
Oh,
Borbo!
Guten Morgen, Herr Silk.
Shut up.
Oh, you do not want the others knowing about your strange
Shut
jokes?
up, Borbo. Shut the fuck up. He says the weirdest things sometimes. You know him.
I'm just a silly scamp.
So silly. You make up little lies all the time. Let's go to the
but this
dungeon.
one was... Oh.
No, you are lying, and I don't know where you're getting that from. It's so strange. He's been acting up. I think maybe it's some remnants from the dungeon. Maybe we should stop taking him.
No! No! I promise to be good. I will be the quietest goblin.
Yes.
Torment him.
I'm not tormenting him. Or like the opposite. Let's get going. All three of us. All four of us.
Okay.
Yay!
Well, we have to
Right,
talk to Boss Skrawng. We have to talk to Graugust. Oh, we've got such a ledger to complete today.
Right. Well, if you didn't feel well enough to eat this morning, maybe we could probably... Well, I could probably see if I can scrounge some stuff up and make something real fast if you need.
Oh, no, I'm full. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's get into the dungeon.
as all three of you walk, I want to ask, you all leveled up. You're level up
Yeah.
5 now, fellas. You would have gotten an ability boost this level. And I think the most interesting thing you guys would have got other than that and some new spells is a new ancestry feat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, what did you guys get?
I got some sick dealings. First, I boosted my con. Smiley face.
Ooh, a little more bulky, a little more able to make your way through the day.
A little bit more able to not die, which is funny considering I'm like quarter. I've got like a quarter of my health fucking missing right now. I got 2 new spells. They're 3rd rank. My first two 3rd rank spells.
Hooray!
And I also got an ancestry feat.
Oh, what ancestry feat?
Oh right. I also am expert in crafting now, but that's unincluded.
Excellent.
I got Elven Instinct. It's a level 5 ancestry feat.
Interesting. What's it do?
Well, it gives me a +2 circumstance bonus to perception checks, made as initiative rolls. Additionally, if my initiative roll result is tied with an opponent, I go first.
Cool.
Interesting. That is very good. That is very, especially since you as a wizard want to go first.
Yeah, I do.
You want to get out of the way as quickly as possible. So that's very helpful to have.
Exactly.
Okay. Fiore, what do you get this level?
I boosted my wisdom.
Okay, awesome.
I get whip and expertise because we're level 5.
That means that you're more likely to hit your strikes because you've got +2 to your attacks now.
Yippee! And then I got Nephilim resistance to fire.
Oh, interesting. So your Hellfire stuff is protecting you from everything that was going on, right?
Yeah.
You will no longer... You would, like, put your hand on fire and you wouldn't feel it.
Yeah, he wouldn't choose to do that, but he could.
You could is the thing.
If you told him that he could, he would be like, let's not think about that.
And lastly, Ulrich.
Mm-hmm.
What did you get this level?
Boost in strength. That's what they got.
Oh, you've been using that loot? You got some like upper body strength now?
Yeah.
Okay.
More spells.
Excellent. Do you want to tell me, or a surprise?
Smile. They'll come up.
Okay. Just so you know, because you have now third rank spells, you get a signature spell in your second rank spells, which means you can cast one of your lower rank spells automatically heightened if you so chose to, using the highest spell slot, of course.
Well, I'll think about that.
Basically, it's between Loose Sounds Arrow, Noise Blast, and Sound Body. I think Noise Blast is the one that heightens the most. So that
yeah. Sounds
think
Arrow doesn't heighten, and Sound Body only heightens at 4th and 8th, so...
Yeah.
Noise Blast.
More blast spells. Good to have.
Yay. DPS. And for the Ancestry feat, I found something that was very descriptive of Ulrich.
Yeah?
Clever Improviser.
And what's that do?
You've learned how to handle situations in which you're out of your depth. You gain the Untrained Improvisation General feat. In addition, you can attempt skills and actions that normally require you to be trained, even if you are untrained.
That's very Ulrich. You are right. Basically, what that does is it means that all of your skills get a little boost, even if you're not trained in them.
Yep.
So, excellent. Wonderful stuff. That's all of you. As the three of you make your way into this dungeon, what is the plan? What is the order that you guys want to do things in? Because you have a couple of things you need to do. You need to talk to Boss Skrawng, you need to talk to Growlgoose, you gotta go down and explore what's left of the library, and then you gotta head underground into floor 4.
It'd make more sense to go in order, right?
I think we need to go from the Morlocks up to Boss Skrawng, because if we just send all the mitflits down while the Morlocks are still there.
Oh, true. That's true. You're right. I didn't think about that.
So I think that we should go Morlock, mitflits, then we go explore.
Yeah.
That's what I think, at least.
Morlock Station. Stop 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys make your way back through the winding corridors, and you find yourselves in the room with the spike launchers, which you see have been disabled. Looks like they're less worried about you guys now than they were before.
Okay.
Yay.
Aw.
Fiore, as you stand here, which, by the way, Fiore, you have something snazzy, don't you?
I do.
Something given to you by your parents last night.
Yeah.
Fellas, Fiore is very proudly wielding a shield sconce. This
That's
carefully balanced metal bracket is attached to the top or front of a shield, allowing you to carry a torch without giving up your shield hand.
Ooh.
So he has his shield up, and that's what's spreading the light.
Kind of
He's very
sick.
proud of himself.
Of course, every time he makes a shield block, it will maybe make the light go out. But as you guys approach, he seems to be absolutely sparkling over this.
Nice new accessory.
Oh, thanks. It was a gift from my parents. I had started complaining about having to switch all the time because I have 3 things that are always out. So they got it for me.
You know, I'd say one of us could hold it, but it does look sick.
Yeah, but you both cast spells.
Burbo must ask question.
Yeah?
Why not use light spell?
He frowns.
I am most sorry. Borbo did not mean to insult you. Borbo will be quiet now. Stupid Borbo.
No,
Oh,
you're,
Bobo, no.
you're not stupid.
Borbo made Master Silk most upset.
No, you didn't do that. I don't have a light spell, is all. Not prepared right now, at least.
But Master Ulrich does.
Yeah,
True.
It's ambiance, and it adds to the air of down here.
It makes you more
It's romantic.
brave. It gives you the courage to keep going. Borbo is satisfied with this answer, yes.
There's something like that. It's aesthetically pleasing, if nothing else.
You guys say
all I
this,
care
and you
about.
do arrive. You do arrive at the door outside the Great Evil's throne room. What do you guys do?
Where he's like, I have to turn this off.
Hmm.
All right.
If you insist, and so clings to Ulrich.
Yeah.
Well, the lights go out. And you guys are plunged into darkness. Fiore, you can see fine. But Ulrich and Silk are clutching each other. And Fiore, you open the door and carefully guide everyone into the room of Gralgust. And Gralgust sees you come in, and he goes, and he's about to make everyone jump you, but he raises his hand and says, "Wait! It is the adventurers, the Fogfen Few. You have
Hi.
returned."
Yeah.
Have.
We've mostly gotten rid of that cult down there.
You have successfully ridden us of the cult of the canker.
There might be some stragglers, but their boss has been defeated.
The wicked head librarian, yes, yes. Nasty woman, yes. Horrible, horrible, yes. Yes, okay. Now, this means that we, the great evil Morlocks, and he stands up on the mattress, and the Morlock that's tending to him, takes a step back. We may continue deeper into the dungeon. Our exodus to our homeland returned.
Yeah, whatever that is.
It is also worth noting that it's a weird fucking place for the Morlocks to live because it's a fucking library.
It is pretty weird.
Do you guys live there?
It is our home. We find it more comfortable than this awful place. Yes.
It's fair enough.
Do you even
We
make
like-
use of it?
Use of what?
Well, it's a library down there.
We don't live in a library.
What?
What?
We live in the caves, the tunnels.
The caves and the tunnels.
Yes. The many caves and tunnels which are below in the library. Yes.
Oh.
It's very
Okay.
humid. It helps us stay beautiful. Yes.
Silk doesn't comment on that.
And now, your reward, great heroes. And he pulls out a bag of stuff. And fellas, it's gemstones.
Woo!
So that's going to be, I think, a total of 60 gold worth of treasure to whoever wishes to
Hot.
carry it.
Not
Fiora could probably carry it. He's like, thank you. I'm glad we could help.
And he nods feverishly, says, "Yes, yes, we are most indebted to you, great adventurers. If you ever wish to join us in the cult of the great evil, I, as the king of the Morlocks, welcome you, despite your unnatural appearances as past men.
Well, no thank you, but thank you for the offer.
Yes. Now, begone. We begin our great exodus. And he points, and all the other Morlocks are like, and one of them, little guy, scampers for, and Svarglek, and he's like, yes, we go home.
I'm glad you can go home.
Oh, who could forget Fargleg?
This place stinks. Wonderful Varglek, everyone's favorite character,
Everyone's favorite character.
who got so
the main
many compliments.
character of Dice Soul Roll.
There were so many compliments for my weird fucking Gollum impression. And so, with that, there is a you see a couple of words appear before you all. Quest complete. Crusade against the Canker. You have successfully wiped out the cult of the Canker and defeated their leader and returned back to Gralgoost. And that is your quest complete. Well done, everyone. That one can go in the completed pile. Woo! Yeah!
Yay.
So, as these guys leave, you guys are able to return now to the first floor and talk to the mitflits.
Joy. I'm so excited.
Fiore, as they walk out, and goes, let's go talk to them.
You're not excited to hear about the mitflits?
Fiore is not excited to talk to the mitflits. Not even a little bit.
No.
Well, you guys trump back up the stairs, back through the swampy smells, and make your way through the undergrowth and the rubble, past that weird skeleton statue on the bridge, you know, the one.
Are there any mitflits out and about left at all?
You know what the damnedest thing is? You know what the damnedest thing is, Silk? There's more of them than before.
What?
Wait, what?
How?
There's like 6 of them out here.
Were they multiplying? I'm so
Did
scared
they come
right now.
back?
No, I don't. I think something else may have occurred.
You guys make your way past the fucking scary ass skeleton statue and make your way back into Boss Skrawng's room. And as you enter, he looks up at you all and he goes, "Oh! Well, mamma mia! It isn't the you have name now, adventurers?
Fogfen Few.
The Fogfen
We
Few.
workshopped one just for you.
Oh, this is most appreciated, but he's not good name. Skrawng soldiers. Yes, this is good name.
No.
Yes, he's good name. Now,
Okay.
you have come crawling back to Boss Skrawng. You bow now before Skrawng and the mitflits, and the other mitflits are like, and there are again more of them.
Instead of that, we have news for you.
Yes, you come swear fealty to Empire of Skrawng. Skrawng Town.
Actually, it's more like an eviction notice, but a positive one. You
What?
are free to go back to where you were before.
In
Yes,
this throne room.
The below?
Below.
Where you
Below! Troppo figo! Oh, yes!
Where's Mushroom
it's
Eye
been
then? Yes.
It is but a long time as Boss Skrawng forgot.
You forgot? That was like your whole thing, is that you were upset that you were displaced by these mushroom-eyed people.
Not that.
So upset that you were going to attack Otari.
Nobody said that. Nobody ever said this. Nobody ever said Boss Skrawng attack Otari in same sentence. Those words never used in same sentence.
Well, no
No,
one
no.
said, but that was a map.
No.
I'm gonna choose to believe you.
But let it be said, if Boss Skrawng were to attack Otari,
It would be a good idea.
it would be total victory. But you may notice many amici have joined Boss Skrawng, yes.
We did actually notice that.
Yeah, about that. What's the haps?
Boss Skrawng is just a champion diplomat, yes? You see, he tell all mitflits around this place, far away, mitflits who live under floorboards, mitflits who live in caves. He tell them great news about New Skrawng Town.
Oh.
And they fell for it?
What do you mean fell for it?
No, nothing. That's great. I'm so happy for you.
I have grown big reputation as king of mitflits.
I'm happy for you.
I am also happy.
Congratulations. Well, you and your
Yes.
forces are free to move back whenever you please.
What do you mean?
Down.
What?
Stairs.
Were you?
Wait, did you actually... With
Yeah.
the mushroom-eyed people?
Yeah, they're
We
gone
cleared them out for
from
you.
your area.
You killed them all?
Well, they're gone from your area.
You defeated them? All of them?
They're not there anymore.
How did
Yep.
you do this?
The
You was-
power of diplomacy.
The Fogfen Few are very mighty.
You met...
He looks at the other mitflits.
Just you three did this.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Just 3 people.
Yes.
Solely 3.
He counts.
1, 2, 3.
Then he looks at the other 7 mitflits in this room.
1, 2, 3. 7, 8, 9, 10. And
Then he thinks of the fucking Morlocks that killed him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so you're telling me very few adventurers kill all Morlocks, but all Morlocks kill all mitflits.
Well,
huh?
And there are more heroes in Otari.
Several.
He looks at the other mitflits. And he throws himself out of his throne and drops to his knees and says,
Please do not kill Boss Skrawng!
whoa.
It was the other mitflits who told me to attack Otari. Boss Skrawng, he did not want this. He is pleasure bleeder. It is not his fault. Oh, peccato, peccato. He wants to go home to dungeon. This is all he has ever wanted. He told you this, did he not? He told you this.
Were you planning on invading again?
No, it was the others. It was him.
he points at one of the mitflits, and the mitflit goes, ah!
Fiore looks kind of deadpan at him and goes, "Don't do that."
Yes, you hurt the nice paladin. Don't do that. No invading Otari. No invading Otari.
Good. Because if you did that, it would not go well.
See, it would go bad. We do not do it. Understand?
It would go so bad, you guys wouldn't even exist anymore.
Exactly. It is scary. I'm not doing this anymore. We
Never chance something
Anymore.
like that.
friends of Otari forever. Promise.
I'm glad you're friends with us.
And your reward. We have big bag of gemstones downstairs.
Fiore pauses.
It's
And he
the
look-
same bag.
And he he coughs and he goes, with does it wait? I'm sorry. Does it look a little like this? And Fiore picks up the bag of gemstones.
What is this?
This is a bag of gemstones that we have found.
I've not seen this bag before.
It's a different bag of different gemstones.
I mean, no,
Where's
this
your
is for...
bag?
Yes, this is my bag of gemstones. Give it back.
What? No,
What do you mean give it
No,
back?
this
You were
was-
just about to give it to
this was-
us.
this was a reward.
You get the feeling that perhaps What you were told before was that this bag of gemstones did not originally belong to Gralgoost. You get the feeling that perhaps it didn't either belong to the mitflits, and he was indeed lying out his hole.
Fiore breathes in. Samurai forgives people. Samurai believes in forgiveness and redemption. And I'm a forgiving and gentle person.
That's bullshit.
You may have it. It is a symbol of friendship.
Thank you so much for this.
I will return now with my mitflits to dungeon, which is better than this beautiful paradise that we find ourselves forced to inhabit. We will go back because you said it was better for us to go back.
Do you want to stay up here?
Oh no, we cannot inconvenience great heroes of Otari.
Well, if you don't invade Otari or bother the people that live there, I think it would be fine to stay up here. If you really want to. Just don't bother that town.
Magnifico, we have deal then. Do you need spit on hand to make deal?
No, we don't need to do that.
Are you sure? What about you? He points at you, Ulrich. Do you want spit on hand?
No, I do not.
Are you certain of this?
I'm quite certain. We will know if you attack Otari.
Oh, this is true, and I did not think of it. Okay, you go. You win. This is what you want to win. Yes, you win. We stay here and we don't attack Otari, and you get big bag of gemstones.
He turns and looks at you, Silk.
Do you want spit on hand?
Please don't speak directly to me.
Well, as you guys stand here, words appear on the screen. Quest complete. The mushroom-eyed people. You have successfully routed the monsters that were in the floor below, but it turns out that the mitflits actually quite like being up here, so they're going to stay. Thank you. Sorry. Bye. Reward. The same fucking bag of gemstones. He never had one. He was lying out his hole.
Son of a bitch.
Swear to God.
What a fucking cunt.
What were you expecting?
Yeah, fair enough.
What do you guys do as you leave? Oh, you're back in the room where Silk blasted Ulrich into a wall once.
Oh, you should do it again.
Memories.
I'm really bummed we didn't get a second bag of gemstones.
I don't even know what I was expecting.
More than that.
Silk, you know what? There's probably gonna be more gemstones just in the dungeon.
We'll have to work more for them. Oh,
Well,
annoying.
Hard work is satisfying.
Maybe to you.
Silk, you're ridiculous.
I find that hurtful.
I'm sorry.
Do you guys want to head down now to Floor Tree
Yeah.
and finish exploring that place? Because there's probably some stuff for you to look around with.
Yeah.
So you're doing a lot of up and down, by the way, in this fucking, like, you went down a floor, you went up a floor, then you went down a floor, and then you went down another floor. And you're, like, starting to get really fucking tired, you guys.
Fiore's fine.
Yeah.
I actually think Fiore's fine.
Okay, well, how about all of you make me a fortitude save? See how you're doing with all this up and
Cardio
downstairs.
check.
Cardio check!
Can it be public?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
Oh no! Ulrich,
Wow.
honey!
Oh no.
Silk, you're just about doing okay. Fiore you're doing fine. You don't care at all. But Ulrich, that tetanus shot, bro, it's coming for you. How's Ulrich doing as you come down the stairs?
Ulrich is trying so hard not to appear winded. They're trying so fucking hard to, like, not be the one who is breathing heavily. They didn't mention anything about the shot, and I don't think right now it's a little too late, so they're just trying to play it off.
Oh no!
I think Fiore looks at Ulrich and is like, "Are you okay? You look exhausted."
Well, yesterday I went to see a shop and the said friend who owns the shop, and he gave me a vaccine.
A what?
A vaccine?
So, it's sort of like an early prevention of a certain disease.
Like, I'm sorry?
Yeah, so for example, I observed it before, I tried to observe it before he gave it to me, and this was for tetanus, I believe.
Tetanus?
Tetanus?
Yes. And it is kicking my ass.
Well, we can stop for a while if you'd like to rest.
Maybe for just a breather, there's a lot of stairs. We should really find a way to activate the teleportation room at some point.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I could use a breath, too.
We could, like, eat lunch or something.
That sounds nice.
If they do take a small break, they could look more at that library.
Well, by now, the good news is no one seems to be stopping you. So you could probably research this place and see what's going on.
Yeah.
You guys make your way through this library as you take a brief break. And I want you all to make me another perception check, please. Silk, you're not finding much. You're kind of like, I think you get distracted by reading books you've already read.
Okay.
Ulrich and Fiore, on the other hand, while you two investigate, you find 2 bulk worth of books between you all to sell to Mori for the Mori Wants Tomes quest.
Oh, hooray!
Who is carrying these? Is it you, Fiore?
Yeah, Fiore is.
So this is 4 bulk, buddy.
Yep.
Let's see how Fiore is doing as he starts pack muling this shit. Yeah, Fiore, as you pick up these 4 books, surprise, surprise, it's very heavy. You are encumbered.
Actually, do you think some of you could help me carry this? I can carry a lot, but I also am doing a lot of the physical fighting.
Oh, yeah, here, let me take some.
Thank you.
The funniest thing, Fiore, you put a single pile of books into Ulrich's hands, and Ulrich, you are immediately encumbered.
Stop it.
I think Ulrich catches himself by his legs, and is still upright, but is like, oh, okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, fine.
I can carry it if it's too much. It's okay.
I think Ulrich is trying so hard to not to appear like a weak bitch.
What's wrong?
I found books.
Hi, those look heavy.
Quite.
They are.
Ulrich is visibly
So?
sweating.
What?
You're a very close, beloved friend.
Ah, aren't I so great?
And I like to think that we're close enough that I can ask you to please carry at least a little bit of the books.
Now, Fiore. Look at me.
I am looking at you.
My delicate sensibilities are unique. I can't carry that much. Practically, I'm already encumbered.
I should point out he's nowhere near encumbered.
Silk?
You are like so far nowhere near encumbered.
Silk,
Yes, Fiore, my
Would
good
you-
friend.
would you like me to continue being able to make sure that you don't get killed in these fights?
Well, yes.
Then I'm gonna need you to carry some of these books.
Oh. Oh.
I'm not asking you to carry weapons, and I'm not asking you to carry things that you don't even like. It's just a few books.
I suppose I could carry one or two. Maybe one.
Right.
He'll put some into his bag.
Do you take Fiore or Ulrich's books?
I can only take one?
Well, you can. You can take both if you want. It'd be 4 bulk.
4 bulk? Fuck.
It's a lot of books. You guys
It's
are picking up
quite
a
a
lot
bit.
of books.
That is a lot of books.
You could take just one or the others, or you can take all of it.
Ulrich does a little bit look like they're dying, huh?
Yeah, Ulrich is like red in the face. Like, they're like shaking a little bit.
Silk walks up to Ulrich and picks up those books, and he's like,
Let me take those for you, darling.
Okay.
Ulrich, I will point out, you are not being a weak bitch. You did just take a fucking tetanus shot in a fucking fantasy setting. This is like doing hell to you.
Yeah.
You're fine. You will be fine. Also, Silk's bag was empty and yours is like full to the brim with like potions and stuff because you're a single dad who works 2 jobs.
Single mom works 2 jobs.
Regardless.
It never stops.
What's the plan now? Where to?
Okay, Fiore's like, well, we could explore the rest of this floor. There might be more treasure. And I could still carry more. You know.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
We always drop them off somewhere,
That's true.
like we did last time.
Mm-hmm. But I can carry more for now. So, we could look around.
Why don't we just knock out the rest of this floor?
Yeah. Where do we want to go first?
Well, I know that the last time we were looking around, I did see Belcora's office.
Oh. That?
That sounds probably a little bit important, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Quite.
Okay. So, you guys all make your way to the door that is marked as Belcora's office. This office is brightly lit by several glowing lights and a chandelier hanging above a desk and chair. Mirrors hang on the north and south wall, although both of them are badly cracked. Now, something you notice that is very interesting here is that there's fucking lights.
Huh.
How is there light coming from this chandelier that hasn't been touched in 500 years? I will also say, this particular room is coated in dust.
Detect magic.
Well, the dust isn't magic. It feels like maybe the ghouls fully did not come here out of respect for Belcora's dad.
Mhm.
But that chandelier magic as fuck. And Silk, do you want to make me a Arcana check, please?
I would love to.
That, as you look up, in the middle of the chandelier there is a crystal. And that crystal is an Everlight crystal. It is a gem that sheds magical light constantly, requiring no oxygen and generating no heat. The crystal can be covered, but the light can't be extinguished. Essentially, if you were to embed this into a torch, it would keep the fire on perpetually.
Oh. Well, that would save us from burning through fuel.
Oh, what?
It doesn't go out. Let's just say that. Silk kind of grabs Borbo and holds him up. He's pretty tall. Borbo, can you?
Yeah, Borbo happily jumps up like, yes, and immediately just pulls it up and jumps down, and he has this little fire-shaped crystal.
Good, Borbo.
It is not even hot to the touch.
Oh, wow.
Strap this to your torch.
Oh.
Won't ever have to light it again.
That might be useful. Fiore is like, can you help me fix it? I'm not as good with magic items. And he I think like with Silk's help gets it attached onto one of his torches.
They use hot glue.
They use fucking hot glue. They said it's cosplay night.
Silk takes out his hot glue gun.
Nice work. And that can be attached to your shield. Where to next? This room does have more stuff in it, if you'd like to go check it out.
Yeah. Should probably investigate it pretty thoroughly, right?
Oh, yeah, right. I mean, this is Belcora's office.
Yeah.
I want all of you to make me a quick perception check as you start walking around here, looking for clues.
Books.
Okay. Ulrich and Fiore. The two of you find atop a little stand, there is a model city. And after a brief little bit of investigating and identifying landmarks that you recognize, you find that it is a perfect replica of Absalom as it stood 500 years ago.
Oh.
Interesting.
But Silk, you find perhaps more interestingly is the topic of all the books in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Almost all of them are reference books to the history of Absalom's sieges. Specifically, all the times that Absalom has come under siege from invading forces that want to conquer it and take the Starstone or use its position as a major port or whatever as to make them basically the most powerful person in the world, right? It's happened a lot.
Yeah.
But they obviously only go back as 500 years. Any later than that, they don't talk about because it hadn't happened yet. But you also note that most of these books, while they're all often contradictory, right? They often say, this was the first guy to do it, and this is how this guy failed, but actually this is how he succeeded, and it's a lot of blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
You're not interested in that. You're interested in the heavy annotations throughout these books.
Mm-hmm.
In handwriting. Trying to highlight and capture stuff that seems to paint together the picture of someone analyzing the failure of prior sieges and finding out their threat responses.
I see.
Silk is kind of leafing through some of them, and he kind of bites his lip, and he's like,
This one's very interested in invading Absalom.
Or was.
All of these are about previous invasions on the city.
Oh,
And someone was taking notes on them.
interesting.
Very. Definitely remember these.
There doesn't seem to be anything else of note in this room, though, other than the sinking horror of what was the Gauntlet's purpose?
surely it was something good.
Probably. Belcora, known activist.
Yeah.
I think
To
they
the
continue
east, to the
exploring, and then Fiore's like, hey, you guys remember, where we were fighting that, lady?
Unfortunately.
There was still stuff there, I think, that we didn't really have time to look at.
Yes.
True. Well, if that's the case, then we can double back and find whatever we need to find.
Do you guys want to head into where she was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you re-enter the Temple of the Canker. The stench of ghouls is much less than it used to be. It seems that they mostly must have fled back underground. The awful flesh statue is gone. You assume devoured, or maybe they took it somewhere. But you do find her corpse left here, partially devoured. Maybe she has some loot on her. Who's to say?
Fiore looks at Ulrich and he's like, she knocked me out, so I think that I deserve this. And he goes to go loot her body.
You know,
Please.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Fiore, all she has is a horrific-looking staff. It is twisted and grim and adorned with hideous skulls and bones. Do you want to make me a religion check?
Yeah, sure, he will.
Fiore, you grimace. That is a staff of the dead.
I see.
It will basically let you cast several undead team spells. Summon undead, Peaceful Rest, Grim Tendrils, and Void Warp. But when you summon creatures, specifically undead creatures with this staff, they have extra HP, making them extra tanky meat shields.
I see.
Ulrich and Silk, both of you are perfectly capable of using it, but if you choose not to, they are quite expensive if you know the right market.
I don't think he really is into necromancy magic, I'll be honest.
Surprising many, neither of you are deeply... Well, maybe you are, Silk. Are you invested in this?
What's in it again? Did it say what spells?
Summon undead, which, lets you animate an undead mote of energy into, the form of a dead creature. Peaceful Rest, which lets you stop a corpse from rotting, preserve it just in case, and also stops it from turning undead if you need it. Grim Tendrils, it's good to have. And Void Warp, which does, it rips a creature's life force.
Those are unpleasant.
They are unpleasant, but...
It could be useful.
Silk stands over the ghoul and starts making faces.
Silk doesn't discriminate over different schools of magic.
Fiore and Ulrich, the two of you see this.
Fiore raises an eyebrow.
What? Magic is magic. Who knows, maybe a grim tendril might save your life one day.
He's looking at him.
Will you look at me weird then?
Are you really gonna use it?
You never know. Right? I'm not gonna raise undead. Don't get me wrong.
Staff of necromancy.
And?
Fiore looks at Silk and then looks down at the
It's a school of magic! There's nothing inherently evil about necromantic magic.
It's got a freaky skull on top of it.
Healing is necromantic.
I'm aware of that.
It does have a freaky skull on it, and I do think it's ugly. I'll decide if I want to sell it or not later, but I'll hold on to it for now.
Okay.
Okay, Silk, Staff of the Dead, get. So what now? Because that seems to be all the stuff in this room. Looks like basically everything else was taken by the rest of the cultists and dragged underground.
Well, there was another door, over here.
Yeah, down to the south. There is a really nice looking door.
This
Wait.
one?
Oh yeah, that's the one you guys.
I think before they walk too far, I think Silk remembers something, and he looks at Lark for a second, and he looks at Fiora, and he's like, I don't mean to pry on this.
Huh?
Fiore,
Yeah?
how did you get so good at running like that?
Oh, you're walking through the restricted collection area where you saw Fiore on all fours start charging at people.
Yeah.
There was like, what are you talking about? He's like
The other
genuinely
day,
confused.
Oh,
When you know.
When I
it was when you were chasing one of the ghouls through this door. You were.
Oh, I forgot that's not normal.
Bart blinks a little quickly.
It's certainly not common.
I didn't grow up like most kids. Smile.
No judgment, but definitely a surprise.
Yeah.
It was a bit surprising, but now that you mention it, the moss thing does make more sense.
I didn't know you noticed that. Yeah, he looks kind of embarrassed.
Oh.
He's like, okay, like, please don't judge me. I kind of grew up in a dungeon for a while.
You grew up
In a dungeon. No judgment, just surprising. In a dungeon.
Yeah.
Where?
It was in the woods. There's a few out there.
Close by.
Who leaves a baby in a
little.
dungeon?
I wasn't a baby.
Oh. Toddler.
Older. I could function.
Preteen?
No, younger.
Teenager.
Okay.
Younger.
Child.
Yeah.
Okay.
However old that is.
I was like 10.
Oh. That is a baby.
Well, kinda. One that can function, though.
Function in a dungeon, no less. Very impressive.
Thanks, I try. But yeah, I grew up kind of weird.
Well, at least your experience down here, right?
Yeah, I really like dungeons.
Ulrich, you think back to the mole teddy that Fiore has, and you go,
He doesn't bring it up, but
But he's thinking
that
about
is a
it.
thought.
well, what's the plan now? Because you stand in the middle of the restricted collection. There are probably so many books in here to bring back to Morlabend, but it's going to bust your fucking asses. It's best to come back to it when you're ready to leave.
Yeah.
By now, you've noticed that a lot of the sounds from this dungeon have left. Most creatures seem to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Gone down deeper, perhaps. Where do you guys want to head?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by a stone. This one.
Okay, one to the south. Got it.
Alright.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, I'm gonna open the door, okay? What is this room?
Oh.
This
are
looks
those
like an
skeletons?
office with cubicles.
This room
Are these
is
writing
lined.
desks?
This room is lined with tables divided up into narrow carrels with old wooden chairs pushed in against them. Upon them, old stacks of paper and tattered books sit amid dry inkwells and brittle writing quills. And to the south, a skeleton dressed in shiny-looking chain shirt lies slumped on the floor, clutching something in its bony hands.
Whoa. I can look at that if you guys want.
It's bound to be something interesting.
Yeah. Fury, I think, gingerly walks up to the skeleton and he goes, I'm sorry. He's apologizing to the skeleton.
And the door closes behind you all.
Ah, shit.
Son of a bitch.
And there is a woman standing there.
Like where the skeleton was? Or
oh no,
here?
at the door. She's closed it behind you all.
Fury turns around and he gets in front of the other two.
And she steps out of the shadows towards you all, and you can see right through her. She's an elf. A beautiful elf. Her eyes purple, her hair white and long, and her robes that of a librarian. And as soon as she steps into the light, Borbo goes,
Mr. Silk.
Yes, Borbo?
That is Mistress Chandril.
What?
She was the beloved of Master Volok.
Oh, the other woman.
The other woman.
Oh no.
and as this ghost, because she is a ghost, you can tell that much for sure, steps in, she leans closer, brings a finger to her lips and says, "Shh! You're all making a terrible fuss. We don't pay you to do nothing. Get back to work."
Oh my god.
And as the temperature of this room drops, she points at the scribes' tables and glares.
Joey looks at the others and is like, you could see in his eyes, he's like, should we do what she says?
Well, do you know how to stop a ghost?
They have unfinished business.
Then I guess that's our best course of action, isn't it?
Yeah. We'll do that. Sorry.
Borbo stands over you all, grimacing, going, "Oh!"
He's just a little guy.
And this ghost stands over you all as you start writing. Or do you write? What is it that you are all doing?
So I see that there's papers on some of these desks. What are those?
Yeah.
And do they have anything on them?
Seems to be just copying books. This seems to be a scriptorium. She walks past you all and kind of squints. And she just seems to kind of sit there. She's not attacking you. What do you guys do?
I think Sil kind of like looks back at her.
She's got her arms folded. She's watching you all.
I think he does try to write something.
She does not. She seems to buy it. She's totally into it. She looks directly down over your shoulder, Ulrich, though.
I think he tries to also write something.
And she pulls back. She walks over to you, Fiore. What are you doing, buddy?
He's trying to write. I think he's trying to figure out what she wants while he's kind of writing. Like he's trying to suss her out.
Make me a perception check.
Okay.
She seems to genuinely just want you to keep doing your job. She genuinely believes you to be scribes, and she has not accepted that she's dead. On your hat, Silk, Borbo says,
She was truly in love with Master Volok. But she came to him after everything happened. And she said she tried to make him run, make him go elsewhere. And he said, "No, Belcor needs me now in debt even more than in life. You should consider the same. That is what he said.
Yikes.
The librarians did not like her. She was very cruel. Perhaps they... Oh.
Are you alright?
This is most frightening.
It is certainly unsettling to be near a ghost.
As you
He
say
keeps
that
writing, he
suddenly
keeps
over
writing.
your shoulder. What are you two chatting about?
Comparing notes.
Comparing notes. You're not hired to think, you're hired to write. Goodness gracious.
Apologies.
And she steps away and continues watching you. And for some time, she lets you do it. And then, after about 10 minutes of this, she turns and she starts messing around with the wall behind her and then fades through it. And Ulrich, you specifically, I'm going to give you this one for free. It's a low DC and you know your stuff. That to you insinuates that there's a secret door behind there.
Fiore, as soon as she's gone, he gets on the floor and crawls towards the skeleton.
You're checking out the skeleton?
He's like, I don't know how much time I have, I don't know how much time I have, I don't know how much time I have.
Well, she's a lovely suit of armor, but what she has in her hand is perhaps more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a locket.
He looks at the locket.
Inside, there is a portrait of an elf.
Like the guy?
Well, it is a imperious-looking man with long white hair, very prominent and sharp features, dark, almost night black eyes, and a title that reads Master Volok Azenray.
This is her. Not the person of the thing. Fiore turns back and he goes, I think the skeleton is her. This is her locket of Volok.
Well, can you get rid of her ghost through it?
Fuck no.
Does it have any signs of how she died? Literally at all?
Well, there's a big fuck off gash in her neck. Like the spine is slightly broken. You get a feeling it wasn't pleasant. Perhaps some people murdered her for being a shitty boss.
Real.
So, could I see if I could suss out, based on the information that we've gathered with the scene, how
The room is getting colder.
how I could possibly, if yours, get back to the scene. How I could stop her, or like to help her move on.
Well, you can all tell she's just completely in denial that she's dead. Probably making her accept that will make her move on, but she's not going to do that happily.
Fiore leans towards Ulrich and he's like, we have to convince her that she's dead. She doesn't believe it.
I have a feeling that might provoke her, though.
I don't know if we have a choice.
Okay.
I can do it. I don't mind.
Well, we'll back you up.
Thank you.
She fades back out of the door and says, legal documents. You four on your research have so easy. If I have to read another infernal contract in my life.
Fiore?
She is stomping around. Well, stomping as much as an incorporeal phantom who glides from place to place can do.
She's trying to stop.
Borbo is on your shoulder. Silk says,
Maybe better idea is say fuck this and leave? No?
It's like, I can't have that happen. Fiore stands up and he looks at her.
oh, for God's sake, what is it? You want your break? Is that it? You've only been here 10 minutes and you're already looking to take your 15.
No. I think he literally, like, gets up and he walks over a little bit, and he's like, Miss, what is that? And he points at the skeleton.
Huh. She looks to it and goes,
The skeleton.
She looks down at the skeleton and immediately she pauses and says, "Where's that locket? I used to keep my locket over here. Where is it?" She's not looking at the skeleton, but she's looking at the location. She seems to be avoiding eye contact with the skeleton. Yeah, everyone, make me a fucking perception check, please. As you see her immediately starting to stress out a little bit about the lack of a locket. Ulrich, you know what's keeping her here.
Oh.
Ulrich, she's obsessed with Volok. She won't get over her pining for him. She won't get that she's the other woman.
Oh.
You need to convince her that he's not worth it.
Oh, no.
Fiore, and what's worse is Fiore is trying to convince her of something which you're pretty sure will cause her to freak the fuck out. Where's my locket? Where is that blasted thing?
I think before Fiore speaks, because I think he's already up and out of the desk.
Yeah, he's...
Ulrich puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "Wait,
Okay.
follow my lead."
None of you have seen my locket, have you? Where is that blasted thing?
Yeah, sure.
No, but if you could tell us what it looked like and what was in it, maybe we could help.
She turns back to you, Ulrich, and says, "Why, it was a locket of my beloved, of course. My one true love, Volok Asenray, the most masterful wizard to ever live, a true mastermind of the arcane. He and I are betrothed, you know."
You are?
Oh, yes. I proposed to him on a beautiful moonlit night atop the gauntlet. It was the most magical night of my life.
He must be so kind to you then.
Oh,
Is he?
Yes. Yes, he...
Are you okay?
But he's so sweet, yes, and beautiful. More beautiful than anyone I've ever seen.
Is he kind to you?
Why do you care? What matters it to you, scribes? Get back to work! She flickers a little bit.
Fiore's like, you just seem like somebody that cares about romance, and I do too.
It doesn't matter if he's kind or not. We'll be together, and that's what matters.
Wouldn't you want the person that you're with to be kind to you?
What are you implying? Are you implying that he doesn't love me? He loves me! She flickers again.
Oh, no. I don't... What I mean is that even if I'm sure he loves you, but does he treat you like he does?
She goes still for a moment. Yeah, of course, he has to put work first. His work is terribly important. Working under Lady Belcora is his life calling.
Shouldn't you be his life calling?
What do you mean?
Well, if I loved somebody, I would want to put them first. Does he put you first?
And I want both of you now to make me a diplomacy check.
Sure.
Alright.
He didn't even say Maybe
I'm so sorry.
he just laughed. He just laughed. And she screams. She screams so fucking loud and so fucking furiously that's actually startling. Her eyes start glowing with purple energy, and she bares her teeth and she screams, "How dare he! How dare he! And how dare you!" And as she surges forth, the room goes icy cold. Your breaths start to expand out of you. And Chandriu, the betrothed of Volok Azanray, in her own mind's eye, surges forth, ready to bring you to the same grave she's found herself in. Although perhaps one that you will set her free from. This episode of Dice Will Roll would not have been possible without the support of our patrons. Kyonko-chan, Alexia Blackthorn, Lightning Scar, Dr. Caesar MD, A Potato, Derpy Gamer, Quinlan Boss, Princess Alavi, Emily is Gay, Dexton, Meow Mai, Abigail Wallet, Knight the Werewolf Teacher, Ashley, Actually a Bot, Violet, Seraphine, Kyle Damon, Soul Grease Lobo, Phoebe Jeebies, Daisy Gilliam, Lux Rexus, Tony Saunders, Mita, Arave, Mushrooms are people too, Ferric Falcon, Luis Loza, Aries, Alexander Crizzle, May Cohen, Skyly, Genuinely Tricked, Transgirl Trish, Bal Punyon, Matthew Wilson Krasovich, Dylan Shark, Glitch HD, Jace Snooks, Jonathan Love, G Barbera, Luke, Gideon, Simon Strange, Seth, Kira, Lichalope, Gizmo, Cass, Fable McElduff, Ava, Rem T. Bright, Lonesome Chunk, Steph, Sean C., Natasha Lumley, Rhiannon C., Ellie, Kane Kendrick, Sky Evangeline, Triceratops, Anna Maria, Jordan, Emily Laderna, John de Bookworder, SS66 Seeker, and Dame Valerie III. Special thanks to SS66 Seeker for their NPC cameo with Hikori the Plague Doctor. If you'd like to see what you can get for helping us keep it rolling, check out patreon.com/diceroll today.